Tonight, a former U.S. president announces he's about to be arrested within days. Donald Trump's claim and calls for protest.
This is an opportunity for Trump to get a lot of his supporters back and engaged.
And the public reaction.
This man who does not deserve this.
I think it's a great thing that Donald Trump will get arrested.
Vladimir Putin defiant. The Russian president makes a surprise trip to Crimea. Plus, the small-town team that can't be stopped.
We're all here kind of for the same reason, to play hockey.
A Manitoba squad aims for a three-peat.
CTV National News with Sandy Ronaldo. Reporting tonight, John Venevali Rao.
Good evening. We begin tonight with the former U.S. President Donald Trump stoking unrest in a social media post, claiming he expects to be arrested on Tuesday and urging his supporters to protest. A New York prosecutor has been investigating allegations Trump paid hush money during his 2016 campaign to two women, including a former adult film star. Here's CTV's Los Angeles bureau chief, Tom Walters.
Law enforcement officials in New York are reported to be making security preparations for the possible arrest of Donald Trump, something no American president has ever faced before.
You'd have to go through that process of getting his fingerprints, shooting his mugshots.
Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg is not saying anything, but rumors of an imminent indictment were stoked today by Trump himself, posting that he believes he will be arrested on Tuesday of next week. At issue, a $130,000 payment Trump lawyer Michael Cohen made to porn actress Stormy Daniels, allegedly to buy her silence about a sexual encounter with Trump. His new lawyer denies there was an affair, but admits hush money was paid to cover it up.
He made this with personal funds to prevent something coming out false but embarrassing to himself, his family, his young son.
Of course, it would also have been embarrassing to his presidential campaign. And the payment 2 weeks before the 2016 election is an alleged violation of campaign finance laws. Cohen has already served jail time for that violation. Speculating now on his own arrest, Trump urges supporters to protest, take our nation back. That call comes from a president impeached for inciting the January 6th insurrection. And the language Trump is using now,
We have to get our country back,
echoes the message he sent on January 6th.
You'll never take back our country with weakness.
A message his supporters clearly received.
We want our country back.
And already some are voicing support for him now.
All they want to do is take the man down.
And it's only going to incite more people to come out and support.
While Trump has still not been charged, he and some congressional allies are already claiming that any prosecution is politically motivated. John?
All right, Tom, thank you. Just a day after an international arrest warrant was issued for Vladimir Putin, the Russian president turned up on the Ukrainian peninsula, making an unannounced visit today to Crimea. With more on why he was there, here's CTV's senior political correspondent, Glenn McGregor.
Vladimir Putin made a surprise visit to Crimea 9 years to the day after the Russian annexation, touring an art school accompanied by the governor he installed, and undeterred by an arrest warrant for war crimes issued yesterday by the International Criminal Court in The Hague. On the streets of Sevastopol, small celebrations of the anniversary by those who still support Putin's invasion, while his backers scoffed at the warrant. Absolutely no one would dare to arrest him, this man in Donetsk region says. No one would have the guts. The Hague's charges show their fear of him, she says, but he's not afraid of them. The court also issued a warrant for Maria Lvova-Belova, the official accused of overseeing the forced deportation of an estimated 16,000 Ukrainian children to Russian territory. They both face arrest in the unlikely event they travel to any one of the 123 criminal court member countries.
That means he's going to be spending the rest of his life in Russia, maybe visiting China and North Korea, maybe Syria and Iran. It's really hard to be an effective leader when you're so constrained.
As shelling continued in the eastern regions, The warrants are seen by Ukraine as an important symbolic move.
I think for a very long period of time, Putin has been under impression that international community is so vague and so weak that they wouldn't be able to make any big steps.
But the Kremlin calls the warrants null and void. The court's chief prosecutor warned more charges could be coming.
You can't rape, you can't attack civilian objects, you can't attack civilians, you can't execute people that have laid down their arms.
As the war rages on, there was some small diplomatic progress today. Kyiv and Moscow both agreed to at least a 60-day extension to an accord that allows the export of grain from Ukraine's southern ports. John.
Those grain shipments important indeed. Glenn, thank you. In Ecuador, the death toll keeps rising after a magnitude 6.8 earthquake rocked the country's coastal region along with northern Peru. In the southern Ecuadorian town of Cuenca, debris from a residential building struck a vehicle, killing a person inside. This as residents sift through remnants of destroyed homes, schools, and hospitals, while others remain without power. To Pakistan now, and clashes outside of a court building where former Prime Minister Imran Khan was set to appear. This was the chaotic scene in Islamabad as throngs of Khan's supporters surrounded his vehicle and then confronted police. The court hearing couldn't take place because of the violence. Khan was there to face charges he unlawfully sold state gifts, though he has said the charges are politically motivated. And there have been clashes, too, for a third straight night in France. This, the scene in Paris, where demonstrators push back against riot police, setting dumpster fires and again expressing their anger towards President Emmanuel Macron, who earlier this week forced through a rise in the state pension age from 62 to 64 without a vote in Parliament. A police arson squad has taken over the investigation into a massive fire in Montreal that destroyed a heritage condo building. 9 people were sent to hospital, and authorities now believe there may have been multiple deaths, updating the number of missing to 7. Here's CTV's Olivia O'Malley.
The smell of smoke still lingers in the air as Charlie Lacroix's family members and friends grieve a tragedy they say could have been avoided.
I don't believe it. I'm in complete denial.
The 18-year-old is one of the people unaccounted for after fire ripped through this 3-story heritage building in Old Montreal Thursday morning. Investigators originally thought only one person was missing.
We had people that came forward reporting that there was people from the surrounding or families that were missing for the last 2 days.
Those close to Lacroix say she was staying with a friend in an Airbnb on the 2nd floor.
She made 2 911 calls, and the first one was to tell them we're stuck, there's a fire everywhere, but there's no window, so there's no way to escape. And then the second one, the second call was to say, please fast hurry up.
Her grandfather says it's not normal to die like that. He was one of the dozens who visited the scene Saturday and a makeshift memorial for the victims. Engineers and firefighters are now evaluating the building they say is not structurally sound to determine how they should continue the search. Survivor Alina Kuzmina took this video after she escaped through a basement window. The Cornwall resident and her husband rented the unit on Airbnb. She says they saw smoke seeping through the door but never heard an alarm.
I did see a fire alarm, like the round tablet itself, physically 2 of them in the unit, but none of them had actually went off.
When it comes to Airbnb rentals, the city says they are restricted to certain areas. This is not one of them.
Ville Marie never received a request for permit for an Airbnb here, and there was never complaints of an Airbnb in this building.
Authorities hope they will establish a plan to enter the building by Monday. Olivia O'Malley, CTV News, Montreal.
Support continues to pour in for 2 Edmonton police officers killed in the line of duty. A makeshift memorial is growing outside the detachment where Constables Brett Ryan and Travis Jordan worked. The pair were ambushed and killed early Thursday morning while responding to a domestic disturbance. That attack was not captured by a body camera because Edmonton police don't wear them. But as CTV's Alberta Bureau Chief Bill Fortier tells us, the province is poised to be the first in the country to mandate their use.
Don't do me like that, man.
In several high-profile cases, cameras worn by officers have provided pivotal evidence.
I can't breathe.
From the murder of George Floyd in Minneapolis in 2020 by Officer Derek Chauvin, to the death of Tyree Nichols earlier this year, allegedly beaten by Memphis officers after a traffic stop. 5 officers face murder charges. Now, mandated body cams are coming to Alberta.
We believe that mandating the use of body-worn cameras will help strengthen public safety.
Calgary police already use the cameras. Edmonton police tried some out in 2014, but found they were too expensive. Now, Edmonton's police chief supports the provincial plan.
The Edmonton police officers certainly would welcome this change as well. They're not afraid to be held accountable, but that also is they want the whole story being there.
Alberta would be the first province to mandate body cams, but several police services already use them, including Toronto.
I'm a very strong supporter of body-worn cameras.
Chris Lewis is a former head of the OPP and public safety analyst. He calls the technology a win-win situation.
I mean, what better evidence to protect the officers and to show transparency? And then when an officer does do something wrong, it'll be recorded as well.
Body-worn cameras also have their critics.
The cameras presently provide a whole host of questions.
This criminologist says the systems are expensive and there's no proof they actually prevent violence against police or by police.
The academic research literature on body-worn cameras remains mixed. The rollout of police body-worn cameras is based largely on beliefs and assumptions.
Concerns have also been raised around privacy. Alberta's privacy commissioner is part of a working group advising the province on how to roll out the program. So far, there's no timeline. Bill Fortier, CTV News, Edmonton.
In a historic ruling out of the U.S., Wyoming has become the first state to ban abortion pills. The law comes as the country awaits a preliminary ruling by a Texas judge that could order the U.S. Food and Drug Administration to withdraw its approval of mifepristone. It is the first of a 2-pill regimen used to end a pregnancy. Those who distribute the drugs in Wyoming could face up to 6 months in prison and a fine of up to $9,000. The ban takes effect in July. And in Massachusetts, a hockey tournament is underway, one that may see a record broken, thanks to a team with big dreams from a small college in Brandon, Manitoba. With more on that, here's CTV's Jill Makashon.
From Brandon, Manitoba to Massachusetts, this hockey team is far from their prairie rink, but it always feels like home on the ice. And the Assiniboine Community College Cougars are making themselves quite comfortable.
We're all here kind of for the same reason, to play hockey. It's one big family.
They are here for another American Collegiate Hockey Association championship, up against more than 60 teams, including Michigan State, Georgetown, Notre Dame. The Cougars are hoping to make history, chasing an elusive three-peat.
I think anyone would want to win 3 national championships in a row, but having just been a part of the last 2, it means even more.
Simone Turner has been here before. A young woman with Indigenous heritage, she sees this as an opportunity to highlight diversity in sport and focus attention on the women's game.
It's good hockey, it really is, and if we can get more fans, I think the game will grow significantly.
The team's journey is recorded and broadcast by media and communication students also from Assiniboine Community College, and fans will be eagerly watching the semifinals Sunday. The Cougars have yet to have a goal scored against them in this year's tournament.
Believe in yourselves. Believe in yourself. You can play with these universities that have, more players, more money or whatever. We just believe in ourselves.
A powerhouse team inching closer to the finals. In the end, the Cougars competition might be the Cougars from Sault Ste. Marie, also undefeated this tournament, leading some to speculate the American Collegiate Hockey Association might see an all-Canadian final.
No, go Assiniboine, go Sault College, let's do it. Team Canada's.
Women poised for a historic win in the U.S., playing Canada's game. Jill Makashon, CTV News, Winnipeg.
Well, coming up, a life-changing legal program.
I feared for my life, for my dignity, for the right to work.
Afghan judges find freedom in Canada, plus the foul-smelling discovery down under. Afraid for their lives and desperate to flee the Taliban takeover, vulnerable Afghan women judges have found a safe haven in Canada. At the University of British Columbia, a new opportunity has opened up for such women exiled from the bench. CTV's Kevin Chirac reports.
Just a few years ago, Wahida Rahimi served as a judge in Afghanistan, presiding over cases involving ISIS and the Taliban. Then in 2021, the Taliban regained control of the country.
I feared for my life, but the most important was a fear for our freedom, fear for my dignity, for the right to work.
Wahida, featured in a news story from 2021, was one of many women Afghan judges forced to flee the country. That's when the international legal community stepped in to help.
This is Schindler's List time, and I hope a time will come when I can say, these are the people who helped me.
Despite losing her career, leaving loved ones, and bouncing country to country with her husband and 3 children, Wahida stayed positive.
There's always something good happening, and we have to look for it.
A few months back, that opportunity arrived through the University of British Columbia's Allard School of Law.
We wanted to create an opportunity for judges, women judges from Afghanistan who were forced to flee when the Taliban returned to power.
It's called the Afghan Women Judges Program, focusing on English language training and the Canadian legal system.
Should they wish, be able to transition into a number of different legal roles in Canada.
Just 3 judges enrolled so far, with plans for many more in the future. Wahida says she's excited for her journey ahead.
Life is about exploring, about changes. So try to figure out how to survive, how to live, and how to enjoy life in every different geographical place you are.
UBC hopes schools across the country follow its lead in helping give other Afghan women judges a second chance. Kevin Chirac, CTV News, Vancouver.
New video out of Australia shows a rather surreal scene, a sea of dead fish floating in a river. Scientists say a heat wave and floods are likely to blame, killing millions of fish, with temperatures reaching 41 degrees Celsius and leading to not enough oxygen in the water. It's not the first time this has happened, but residents say it is the worst they've ever seen. Still ahead, honoring decades of military service with a special gift.
There's an extra kindness and generosity.
Volunteers give back to a Nova Scotia war veteran who gave his all. A Nova Scotia man who is both a veteran of the Second World War and the Korean War is being recognized for his nearly half a century of service with the Navy, honored with a very special present. And as CTV's Creason Adjkate reports, it was stitched together with love and gratitude.
He sailed on HMCS St. Pierre.
95-year-old Second World War veteran Rowland Marshall was honored with a special gift for his many years of service. While it wasn't medals, it was something more personal.
Just wrap it around there.
A quilt handmade with love by volunteers who just want to say thank you.
I think that's an extra kindness and generosity.
Quilts of Valor have made more than 20,000 blankets for serving and retired members of Canada's armed forces. For veteran and quilt maker Rhoda Moore, it's all about giving back.
Many times when we present a quilt, the response is, I really don't deserve this. And they really do.
In 1943, at 16 years old, Marshall convinced his mother and school principal to recommend him for the Canadian Navy, keeping his age a secret as he was not old enough to enlist.
How old are you, kid? And I say 17 and a half. Oh, you're no more than 14.
He served on more than 9 ships and was part of one of 40 convoys that made the dangerous Murmansk run across the Arctic Ocean to deliver critical supplies to the then Allied Soviet Union during the Second World War.
The World War II vets are becoming rare, and he certainly had an amazing career.
When the war was over, Marshall came home to Halifax and started a family teaching as a professor in philosophy.
I've served my country well, I think.
a service that will not be forgotten by a nation forever grateful to veterans who fought and sacrificed so much. Chris Nachkate, CTV News, Halifax.
After the break, wearing your heart on your sleeve.
And I've always been a fashionista.
The sweet story of a senior using color coordination to connect. We leave you tonight with a rather colorful character, 80 years young, and not shy when it comes to showing off his stylish side. With a touch and reason why, here's CTV's Adam Sawatsky.
I figured I had to have them.
It all began when he bought these shoes. Robin Jones says the all-yellow outfit came after.
Went out and bought all white clothing and dyed every piece to match my shoes.
Now, Robin has a whole colorful collection.
These are some of my rainbow clothes.
Which has inspired a kaleidoscope-like closet.
Yeah, this drawer here.
And more than half a dozen dynamic duds.
It's orange and pink and yellow.
8 different colors, Robin says, so he can wear a different one every day.
And I've always been a fashionista.
Since he was a child.
It was 2 sizes too big, but I wore it.
Before briefly becoming a fashion model.
I had hair.
Robin also worked as a cab driver, bartender, and contractor before spending 8 years as the primary caregiver for his wife, Kit, after she was diagnosed with dementia.
This is now her life, and I'm going to do things for her to see that her life can be as comfortable as can be.
Although it was the most challenging time of his life, Robin says it was also the most inspiring.
Biggest thing you'll ever learn is learn to love and be loved in return.
And that's why, when he eventually lost his beloved Kit and found those yellow shoes, Robin came up with a plan to use his colorful clothes as a catalyst for connection.
My job is to meet a new person every day.
Robin says he's formed hundreds of friendships this way, which he often marks with the gift of a silver dollar.
It's the fact that a total stranger has given them something, and it's made them feel better.
Relationships Robin maintains by writing the people appreciative poetry, like he's done for Danielle.
He's awesome.
And he inspires joy, the patisserie owner says, with everyone he talks to.
Happiness, thankfulness, mindfulness.
And after living 80 years, Robin says he's grateful to have learned how rewarding cultivating kindness can be.
It's not just for them. I love it.
Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Victoria.
He sure is awesome. That's it for us tonight. I'm John Benavali Rao. For Sandy and all the rest of us at CTV National News, thank you for watching. Good night, and we'll see you again tomorrow.
CTV National News, Canada's #1 newscast.